Hello, my fellow diabetic dietitians. I'm Mr. Church. Today we're going to be building on a little pre-made structure right about here near Firebase, whatever the hell that is, and the steakhouse. You're going to find this little thing over here, and we can come up here and put our camp down on it. Now, I will have to warn you, a raider spawns here, so if you're not allied to them, which isn't that hard to get, you will have to murder him before he murders you. But hey, it is a dog-eat-dogs world. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to take his lantern. He doesn't need it anymore, and I'm taking his stim pack. Now, first we're going to start off by building this little thing to get us under the map. Now, I first saw Stolya Sweetroll doing this. I don't know who the first person doing this was, but I think it was probably Stolya Sweetroll, and if not, then Stolya content. I don't know. So just put down these two rugs like this and put it this way and put this on top. What we're doing is we're going to use a drop merge with this pressure plate with the mannequin sitting on it to press the button down. And we're going to sink this down into the ground so that we can get down there for later. It's going to be obvious, but you're just going to pick it up and set it back down. A lot. A very much lot. Now, you don't really want to do this in a server if there's a lot of lag, because it has a probability of glitching out and becoming a solid inanimate object that you can't move. So in that case, what you do is you close the game and don't open it ever again. But in this case, it somehow didn't do that, so we're going to now build on this side of the structure a singular foundation. Now, this is just so we can figure out where we want our floor to be on our little shack that we're building off to the side of this. It's not going to actually be a foundation here, but we have the foundation up so high, as high as it can go. Let's make sure it's level by using this Swiss rug. You can use any kind of rug you want. I choose the Swiss one because they're famous for their cheese, which has as many holes in it as the fucking lore in this game. So what you're going to do is put this down like that, and then, yeah, that's pretty good. Then just get rid of it. Don't talk about it ever again. And now we can put a second foundation on that as a base point, because it'll be too high in the air and they'll be interconnecting and they'll be supporting each other and they'll be locked up. So I used a ramp, which will allow me to delete that foundation while saving that space for us. And now we can snap these catwalks to this. And in an hour or so, when it finally connects, we can do that, and it'll be fine. And this is why we built our under the map method. Now, I want to snap a wall to the bottom of that, and it won't go down, so I'm going to grab this rug somehow, and I'm going to put it over here. This will allow me to go under the map, and then I'll have a better access point, and there won't be as much problems with it. See, it just pops right down, and then we're just gonna get rid of that and do it on the other side here. I mean, every time you can test and see if it'll go down without having to go under the map, but most likely you'll have to go under the map, especially when the terrain is acting pretty fucky. Now, if you don't have the catwalks, it is possible to do this. It's a little more annoying and time consuming. But what you're going to want to do is get under the map with, you can use the thing we built. Then snap a staircase off from that ramp piece, going downward into the ground. Then snap some upper floors underneath where we're putting these walls. Then, and I know this is kind of annoying because I'm not showing, I'm just telling you, just instead of building full walls, build doorways, and then once those doorways are in, and you'll see the pattern that they'll need to be in, then you can delete the upper floors and the stairs, and then just replace them with full walls. And that's like a more complicated way of doing this, but it's the other way of doing this if you don't have the catwalk. Now, at this point, I had ADHD because I realized you could put them inside each other. And that kind of reminded me of different aspects of procreation. And that's just because, well, that is something that's on a lot of our minds lately. At this point, you're going to see a rabbit man, and you're going to chase them away so you don't get rabies. And then once you finish up the wall thingy bit, you can move on. But as you can see, it's a little annoying going up and down, up and down. Now, potentially, the staircase method that I explained in horrible detail might actually be quicker now that I think about it because of all the ups and downs. But I don't know. The catwalks are cool, I guess, so let's do that. And yeah, we can just snap from that over to this side. And again, oh yeah, if you don't have a foundation built anywhere in your camp, it doesn't want you to build any walls or anything because it hates you. So just throw a foundation down randomly. That'll allow you to. Now, bunnies do mass produce, so you may see a lot of rabbits everywhere. But yeah, you're going to end up with this box thing, which we will eventually put roof pieces on like this. I would eventually use these roof pieces. And that'll be our floor for our structure. But before we do that, let's put some stuff under that floor slash roof thing. So I'm going to put this thing, car, I guess, on a little mat. And I'm going to do the drop merge. So that will make the... that'll allow us to sink it into the ground a little bit so it's not balanced precariously on concrete blocks for no reason. And then we can kind of sink it into the dirt a little bit. Now, I did it a little stupid and the carpet is showing, so I hide it with these brambles. But if you want to be more professional, you can make that mat a little, back a little bit farther so you don't have to look at that garbage anymore. And if you like looking at garbage, that's also fine. I mean, you're watching the videos on this channel, so that actually checks out, makes sense. Let's have some internal logic and consistency. I put these the jars up too high right here, so you might have to be careful about what you put in here because the roof won't want to go on. If you want to stack stuff all the way up to the roof, just put the roof on, replace it with a slant, and then burn the slant. And then you can put whatever you want down here, and then you can just repair and slap it back down. And it's fine, but I don't need to worry really about doing that. Now, the raider has turned into a bunny as well, and now we're going to build the structure part of our little shack here. So just scroll up and down for about 7 minutes, maybe 15, I don't know. And we're going to use different things. Now, what we're going to end up eventually doing is burning all the wood pieces that we've built this up on. But we need them to be not burned so that we can stack walls on top of them. So for now, it's going to look a little weird while we build it because it looks like shit. And that's okay. For now, it just looks like a blob of wood, and that's okay. That's okay. Besides, there's nothing wrong with a big blob of wood. Okay, so just ignore those weird noises that came out of my mouth. There is no reason for them, and I have no explanation. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to use these metal roofs, which came for some reason with a log cabin set. Once I can get it to fucking snap in where I need it to, which will take much jumping, and then I finally put it down in the wrong spot. And then try to get inside, and then that's going to be hard. And so just fuck with it more until you can do something. I don't know. Now, I'm just kind of mixing and matching shacks with the haunted house bundle. And I'm going to be switching out some for for example, I'm going to use this one because it looks kind of venti. And I don't mean that in the Starbucks way. And this will kind of make it look scrappy and handmade by the raider who lives here. By the way, if you are... at this point in time, I actually did realize, to my astonishment, that there was a live show going on over here. And so I peeped it, but I realized very quickly I was not welcome or meant to be there. So they ended quickly. And then I realized that certain people won't be able to see what I'm doing because it's a little dark in the game. And brightness adjustment doesn't work on some devices. So I thought I would bring in the light of the sun so that no one could accuse me and burn me at the fucking stake for not making my video as bright as they wish it was. So, because I can't control what time it is in the game, and I don't carry around a mining hat because I'm not a fucking miner, I don't fucking dig in the mines. Oh yeah, and I have a little bit of self-respect and human decency. Well, that's not really true. And I can't take off my bunny head because that's my identity. So I had to build these lights of the sun so that you guys could see. You're welcome. But what we're doing here is we're taking these mats and we're making like a kind of fucking plywood plank bridge to get across here. And when you get to the end here, the last piece of carpet will sink down to the carpet below it, even though it looks like it's going to place on that wood lip. And there we have it. The show must go on, I guess. And now we're going to burn these bottom pieces, and you'll see kind of, you'll see kind of with a glaring white light that shines underneath, because they don't know how to like make lighting and stuff work in this game. So instead of shadows, the floor bleeds light. But that's fine, I guess. Maybe we could invest in like some art classes for them and they could like learn how shading works. I don't know. It's just an idea. It could improve the game quality. But yeah, so we're going to burn these bottom walls down here. And once it's not like washed out white light, you'll kind of be able to see what we're going for here. And you will need to probably repair the stuff underneath here, because the flames will touch it. Or you'll start to repair it and realize, wait, why am I repairing this stuff? I haven't finished burning everything, and it's probably just going to get burned again. So then, don't do that yet. And just wait till you're done. Yeah. And then you can repair stuff. And you'll kind of see, not really, what we're going for here with these stilts. And I thought, you know, it's a kind of a marshy area. We probably want to have a shack that's up above, kind of like his little porch thing that we're building off. So I thought this would be good for stilty legs. Now I'm going to build a bed for rabbits because they do procreate and there'll be a bunch of them. So after they're done jumping exactly where you need to build, you're going to take 2 sleeping bags like this. And you know, it's all about you know, in the wasteland, loneliness and depression can get to you. So it's always good to have a place where you and your comrades can get some warmth. As soon as So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of adjust the sleeping bags so that they're like close enough so that they both fit on the bed, but they're not overlapping when 2 rabbits lay on them. Now, I'm not going to suggest or presume to tell you who to spoon in the wasteland, but if you have like a rabbit colony, you're going to need this. It's a more efficient way of having a double bed, and it doesn't look that bad when you sink the one sleeping bag down into the other. Now, the sleeping bag thing, the backpack does get into their face, but that's good. It's kind of like a way to keep them at a, you know, a socially distant space without them crowding you out, but still being able to share that moment of, I don't know, at this point it's just getting worse. I'm going to stop talking. Let's just put this inside here. Oh, no, not inside. Yeah, but put inside the shack. And then we're going to burn it immediately, and that's so we can put some stash boxes underneath it, some suitcases. We don't have a lot of room to spare, so I would imagine that this would be a place where we would store some of our stuff. And I don't care like who you want to invite over for a sleepover, but this just gives you the option to have one, which I know is really important since this game is basically now The Sims, and we are just building little houses and living our lives in misery and frustration together. So let's, you know, take the edge off with some physical touch. I don't know. So anyway, sorry. We're going to attach a light in here, I guess. So I'm going to take this sign and I'm going to put this on that sign. And you kind of can use it the same way you would do the carpet glitch, where you can't attach the wire actually because there's too much shit on the wall. I'm going to fuck around with this, try to get it to attach, and then try to move it, but I can't because of the fucking garbage that's in the way. And when I try to put it down, it breaks the wire. See? Wire's broken. So what we're going to do is get rid of that for a minute while we set this up, and we'll put it back after. So put it down, place it once, and that'll allow you to put it inside here without it breaking the wire, and then we can attach it directly to this light. It's one of the colory lights. And then right here, it's not going to let you put the wall decor back on, even though it's green, because it says it needs support, and that actually is supposed to say it's intersecting with that wire there. They don't even know what their own error codes are. That's fine. That's not telling at all. So we're going to get rid of that, and that's going to get rid of the wire for a minute, and then we can put that on and then just repair that. And the wire is back. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys ever try to put something on one of these things and you found that you couldn't, well, I found a way. If you just, it's really simple actually. You just put this on top of a normal stash box, and that just so happens to be exactly the right height. Now put this down, it'll sink down slightly, then get rid of that stuff underneath it. I don't know why that popped up like that, that's weird. And then what you're going to do is you want to slide this underneath it. You can't, obviously, so you're going to burn it with the Bernie Bit 3000. So basically, whatever you want to do is you want to put the thing on the top wherever you're going to want these stacked up, and then you can just work in a reverse order, slide that under there, and then make sure it's lined up how you want it, and repair it. This isn't going to go in the build, but it was too fun not to share. This, however, is the finished build. Let's hop over these pallets that the raider has put down for us so we don't get our fucking Uggs wet while we walk around here. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, it does help if you can spend just a few $1,000s in the item shop with, making this place look, nice and not shitty. So that's good. Go spend all your money on stuff that doesn't work and is broken and floats and doesn't place or flips wallpaper and stuff like that. That's what I do, and I recommend it. It's made me happier as a man. It's especially good. Now, you'll notice these conduit things I put down here for like a little ropey, fence thing, so we can trip on it and fall to our death and break something. And then over here, we've just cluttered more stuff, and I put brambles around to kind of sell the idea that this shack has been here for a while. I've put them especially around the posts because they, that's where it's going to be harder to get trampled down. No one walks there. And I put this fence up against there. That boulder comes back when you switch servers, so that's all good. And just, it's all about creating this illusion of immersion. And it helps, again, if you have lots of money to spend and to give Todd Howard so that he can buy another leather jacket and get his hair done. So that's what I'd like to do. And here we have I guess I'm just going to circle around until I get sick. But yeah, I had a fun time building this. It's fun kind of to keep things small and simple and spend that creative energy making that small space better. I want to thank my patrons for your support. If you would like to join my Discord, the link will be in the description of this video. Love to all of you except for 3 subscriber Jeff, and I will see you in the next video.